Here at DreamHack, we expect nothing but excellence, persistence, and 30 rounds. Those are the only three things you can guarantee getting into this best-of-3 series with GODSENT on the line. And boy, have they been making it a long evening. We love it, though. We got Vertigo coming up as our final map of the night, and the winner of this game is going to be going forward to those semi-finals tomorrow.
Yeah, Vertigo is a good map to finish on. We've seen a lot of it actually here at DreamHack, which is kind of weird because a lot of teams have decided not to go with this map, right? We start to see the emergence of Nuke come back into the pool because no one wants to play Vertigo. But we've seen it quite a bit, and here it is, the final map of the series. And if you think back to when Vertigo first got added to the pool, this was a map that GODSENT picked up immediately when there were no chance, right? This is one of those maps they just went home on, they started working on it, and really became a solid force on it. We haven't seen it come through a whole lot recently, though, but I secretly believe this team are pretty good on it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you know, both teams floating it, at least for the final map of this series, says something, right? They're both going to be comfortable. But yeah, no one's feeling too comfortable right now with how long these games are going on. GODSENT going to have to work for their win. The 9th round getting picked up by Illuminar. But, you know, I think a lot of side picks on this map really do come down to preference at the end of the day. Lots of teams pick different sides from what I've noticed.
It depends on what work you've done, right? It depends on how much work you've put into a certain half. If you put most of your effort into practicing the T side, generally that's going to be the better side for you here on Vertigo. But for me, I've seen a lot of work on the CT side come through, and I think that if you put more effort into the CT side, you're going to get more rewards. But we're ready to get into it. It's going to be GODSENT on the T side, Illuminar on the CT side. Again, they go for this strategy of nothing but Kevlar.
The go-to. Heavy B setup. Not spotting anyone here. GODSENT taking their time on the approach. They've wrapped round the long way towards B. It is going to be a B play here. No shadow of a doubt. Oscarish having to put up a fight, falls back, Reeks in the window. Stomp's found a kill, at least in the meantime, but now the B play getting dismantled. GODSENT's doubling back. Oh, this is such a sick play. They've forced so many rotations, but Stomp has gotten aggressive, and he's finished off another kill, looking for a third. They're overwhelming him with Glocks, and he does damage, but damage is not enough. Those rotations back to A are here in time.
Stomp was the gatekeeper. He delayed them for long enough, but Mono in behind the sandbags. They haven't checked this. They're not aware. They're not even looking this way. And there's the first headshot. Can he get more? No, but his teammate will. Reach stepping up. Innocent gets the job done. And GODSENT are god-awful at the pistols. They've lost everyone since Nuke.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And I like the idea of doubling back towards A, but they didn't even have the ramp control. Maybe if their player didn't go down to Stomp on the ramp and actually had a semblance of map control on A, that would have been a good idea, but they run back into sandbags without clearing it, and, well, that never goes well. Pistol round win for Illuminar. GODSENT on the force, as is tradition, but they didn't get a bomb plant, so this buy is pretty bad.
Again?
And Innocent has missed the smoke. Again, did you learn nothing from yesterday? He missed it like 3 times.
Yes, in a row. Really frustrating stuff, but Oscarish will get 1 kill on the MP9 once more, and he's got it. Reek backing him up, and easy kills coming in from Illuminar. I mean, if you're going to mess up the smoke, it would be this round, right, that you get away with it.
It's only pistols.
I'm starting to believe he just doesn't know the smoke at this point.
Did he ever learn the smoke?
Yeah. Just throw it through the hole and hope it goes through.
Yeah, works for me. 2-0 lead for Illuminar, and GODSENT are going to be on the pistols once again. It's not the start they wanted to this map, but it's a product of their own doing. That force buy finds absolutely zilch in the previous round. And this one's just a smoke and a flash for Crystal, trying to set his teammates up. Back towards the A site. Innocent, does he get the smoke right this time? I want to see this smoke every round landing now for Innocent.
Well, there we go.
Yay.
It is in, but it doesn't matter for Michael Lele going right through with the bomb on his own.
Yikes.
Not exactly. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. It's just pistols here. They want a couple of kills. They want them to go forward, and Innocent is going to clean them up. Cash adding to his bank account. There's a 3-0 lead for Illuminar.
Yeah, these SMGs really, pillaging GODSENT's bank accounts. Illuminar making a lot of money early on, and they've got the AWP in play as well, coming into the first buy round here for GODSENT. Wow, the first rifle round. Every round is a buy round if you're on GODSENT.
Yep, they go for that every single time, and sometimes it doesn't work, but we've seen it work more often than not actually on Nuke, which is quite interesting to see. Illuminar going for this aggressive peek in towards the rampant Stomp, and he somehow gets away without taking damage. Or a whole lot of damage. Yeah.
Crystal goes through this smoke as well. Oscarish going to be jiggling for this angle. Oh, you only get one shot at that. You only get one chance, and Crystal, he does some damage, but not the kill. Madden, of course, finding an opening frag. That's all he's good for, it feels. Well, that and more.
Ooh. Stop the spot of the backpack, the school bag, and he can't actually get the kill. Madden heading up towards the top of the ramp, the SG in his hands, and Madden goes towards the sandbag. Scope in, up towards the boost. No one actually there in that specific boost. A different one though, the blue boost.
It's actually the red boost now.
Oh, it is indeed.
Yeah.
Is that actually, is it red or orange?
It's red.
Well, Spray Crystal will find Mono. Madden looking for the pickup. It's a good kill coming in from Innocent. An advantage is going to be pulled back within at least a one-man deficit here for Illuminar. GODSENT still hold the advantage, but maybe not for long as Madden's taking so much damage.
Yeah, they've got to come in on this commitment though, and Zen is on a flank up through middle right now. That can seal the deal, but Innocent checks for it and has his back covered. Second kill from Innocent. This bomb still being covered by Stomp. He can see it, but he can't see Madden, who's found a shot with that Krieg. 3-on-2, Illuminar on rotation. Oscarish on the flank as well, but he looks away. That timing almost gets the better of him. Michael Ellie sees the leg, and he does take the frag as well. Innocent's got to do it all on his own. An ace to win this round, and Madden is hiding behind the pillar as well. He's read it pretty well, but he's still got two players to find. Kit as well for the defuse, cuts down the time. The tap will fall 3 peaks, but Michael Ellie is right in with a kill. GODSENT taking their first round on this T side.
Yeah, nice attempt from Innocent, but they couldn't quite get it done. GODSENT coming into this one, they've got the AKs in the hands of Sticker and Michael Ayla, utility picked up. I'll be interested to see the approach from GODSENT in terms of when they get money for it, whether or not they pick up the AWP. I think so many teams just pick up the AWP, and it feels so useless. It feels like wasted money on this T side, and I think everyone's a proficient rifler on this team. I think they could definitely do with just having the rifles and a fast approach. Storm certainly starting things off well, though, for Illuminar with that early pick.
Ooh, almost a second. Madden going to trade it, and that's an important refrag for GODSENT. They're going to ditch out of the A site as well with that kill. They'll take what they can get and run with it. 3 players on A right now for Illuminar, and GODSENT might have found the key, the solution, the B site. There's only one man here. Does have a Molotov though, and that could be crucial if he can get it down in time, but he's playing this spot again. Sees a couple of players and the bomb as well. That should force a full rotation as GODSENT speed up the pace. Great shot from Madden. Again, an opening kill into the site, but he loses his face to the AWP.
Oh, Innocent gets a chance to try and stop the cross from Crystal, but cannot land the shot fast enough. He goes back and uses the smoke as cover. And the electric boxes, but the bomb plant will start to come through. Innocent, the bullet just whipping past the arm. Innocent eventually will get his reward. Crystal continues to move towards him, and now it's falling apart with Reese on the flank towards the stairs. It's only Zen, the lone Finn. He's got the first, and the Finns are renowned for having ice in the veins. Can Zen pull it off? The first is collected, the second as well, and now it's only Mono. 1 player left alone. Zen pulls it off. 3 kills, surviving on 2 HP. GODSENT will go to 2.
Cold-blooded killer. He's so good in these clutches. Zen finding GODSENT back-to-back rounds here, and now the money getting broken for Illuminar as well. I love the reposition. That cross actually wasn't covered by Mono because of the smoke being down by the gens, and so he's able to get right back towards Reeks on the ramp. Pistols out for Illuminar. Not a pretty picture here at all. Fast play out through middle for GODSENT. They've got Mac 10s. They can afford to go furious. Zen's holding on to this B play. Illuminar not going to be pushing the boundaries though. Deep smoke in middle. GODSENT with a lot of numbers towards this portion of the map. Even cutting off the rotation off of B with that Molotov. I like that play. Setting up for the A split right now.
Well, Zen, headshot picked up. Reet gone out of there already. An advantage here for GODSENT to play with, and followed up by Zen, who's having a great time at the minute over towards that B bomb site. They may be easy kills to pick up, but Zen certainly makes it look even easier.
Yeah, now with GODSENT, showing a lot of progress on mid, Illuminar going to re-aggress on the A ramp, but at that point, the bomb's already been planted, so very little they can do to stop it. Exits would be the game plan here, and GODSENT are at least going to start to hunt. These SMGs can try and find a bit more money. Crystal smells dollars around this corner, and he's going to hear footsteps as well. Mono backed up. Michael Ellie's found one. Stomp is playing for the bait here. It is going to get checked. Michael Ellie leaving no stone unturned, and Mono gone as well. Lots of money being made off the SMGs, and GODSENT finding a third in a row.
No problems so far for GODSENT. I actually had a conversation with Sticko at a previous event, kind of getting his thoughts on Vertigo for his team, and he did say that they enjoyed playing it. They pugged it quite a bit together. When they first came out, they all just played matchmaking because no one was actually searching for it in practice.
Yeah.
So they clearly wanted to put a lot of work into it early on. And while Madden has started things off early on here with an opening kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone through a lot of changes. And, I personally like the current Vertigo. I like what they've done to the CT connector. Crystal, no, not going to work. Stico does trade, though, going in almost as a bait and switch. Madden getting another. And GODSENT, I love how fast they're playing this T side, just pugging all over the map, finding kills left, right, and center. Oscarish, though, does get a kill rotating off of B. GODSENT have taken that A site, but Oscarish is the man in the middle. Coming in on this back line. 2 players on the site. Reed's getting spotted. GODSENT can't rush this plant. They're waiting for Oscarish to come in on rotation, and he has, but towards CT they start to move, and Zen's taking that kill. They've avoided Reeds very well, and they will have that empty B site for the taking.
Bomb site is there for the taking. The bomb plant will be through as well. Reeds position known, and he reloads while rounding the corner, and Zen is ready for that. He will take him away, and GODSENT continue the trajectory as they find themselves 4 in a row. And this is where the money can start to build on that T side. And we actually seen a lot of teams lean towards the CT side, but clearly GODSENT showing that they have proficiency on the T side as well, which is a really good sign moving forward.
Illuminar picked CT as well for that one knife round, notably enough. So not currently working out wonders, but we'll see what happens. This game in general has become more and more T-sided as time has gone on, especially with the Krieg and the money changes. GODSENT no strangers to those Kriegs, but in this round just sticking to the rifles with that 1 Mac 10, Crystal going fast. And a heavy A-side setup, everyone rotating here in the form of the CT side. Illuminar with control towards short, swiftly removed by Crystal as he starts to wrap back and check the back line. GODSENT just spamming these smokes, but Illuminar are not really offering up any kills. This bomb pump will be allowed, and the retake probably not going to happen. With any kills that Illuminar can offer up in this round, is going to be a bit of money taken away from GODSENT. That being said, it's not looking too good right now. And maybe just a flawless round for this T side against the Pistols.
Yeah, GODSENT definitely wanted every single kill there as quickly as possible, and they get it done.
Shout out to the fans still here in the stadium.
We had a lot earlier on coming in to support Movistar, but we have a lot still in the arena, which is good. It's a long day, Hugo, for everyone involved.
It's 11 p.m. right now, so dedicated fans, you know, and that's what we like to see.
The true fans, some would say.
The Counter-Strike Kings. We've got 10 of them on the server right now. A bit of a pause before we get into Illuminar's next rifle round. We've got double AWP as well. Double AWP CT side, I'm not even against this, because what this does allow you to do is run a solo B setup with one of those AWPs and just put it on that God tier angle from gens or the pillar that lets you hold onto the stairwell. And if you can, not only can you take an aggressive peek at the start of the round, but you can fall back into that angle and typically get a guaranteed kill every single time. Those Kriegs, however, do make that hard. And then you put the other AWP over on CT, on A or mid, depending on how you like to play your setups. But yeah, let's see. Not a solo B setup with an AWP, this time just Oscarish with the rifle. He might need some support.
Well, he sent quite a few players in towards B immediately here, GODSENT, to see what they can find. Player playing in below the rafters, the railies, to see what is going on up there. Of course, you can get in below it and spot feet up above. But now GODSENT, instead of committing towards B, relocate back over towards the ramp room, leaning in towards the A ramp. Reeds up here in short shelf. Newer positions added to Vertigo. We'll clear the sandbags. We've seen some antics earlier on in our first series we casted, Hugo, from those sandbags, so got to make sure that's extra clear with those Molotovs going through.
Oh, Innocent. He's got both these AWPs here at the same position as well, side by side. They were at B at the start, but Innocent taking this kill on A. Stomp also here. They're not going to expect another AWP in such a similar position, but a missed shot from Stomp. He's going to have to back up. Innocent doing the dirty work instead. Second kill of the round, and Mankalele wrapping back onto Reach. Does find that kill. Opens up the chance for a plant here. They will go for it, but they're not going to get much past that. Innocent with another, and this AWP is raining down death into the A site.
Well, Sticko alone. Bomb lies on the floor. Recovering this is going to be so difficult. So it should be the end of GODSENT's flawless run of 5. Stico will find himself a chance afterwards. It is the second picked up as well. And perhaps it is not over, as Stico is the god of clutches, it seems. He's got 2 already. Bomb plant is to tap to bait them into the open. The double peek is in! And Stico lines them up! It's 4 kills for Stico, and what a clutch!
That is unreal! Illuminar, they play it perfectly as well. They go aggressive together, trying to take that fight as a team, and he just lines them up and knocks them down. Even taking down those first 2 AWPs as well. Oh dear. What an excellent play from Stico, man. We were talking earlier about not only his clutch potential, but just firepower as an individual, undervalued by teams in the past. Well, not this one, not here, and not now. 6-3 for GODSENT, and they have got confidence flowing through them right now. Again, back in for this fast mid play versus the Pistols. Crystal always reading the economy well with a Mac 10 in hand when Illuminar are on eco. There's a trade, a gun dropped over. Oskarish can't grab it though, he's being overwhelmed. Eventually chased down by the SMG, and GODSENT once again all over the site.
Well, an instant moves forward with the deagle. Bomb plant will be through. Michael Liley stops the death of his teammate. Stico will thank him for that. Mono and Stomp left alone now, trying to get back in, trying to worm their way into this, but Stico continuing to find frags. And Stomp in a 1v3. Catches out Crystal in the corner. He hard checks that. Won't be caught off by that at all. And while Stomp moves forward up towards the top of the stairs, winning the round out of the question, I think, at this point. But certainly picking off 1 or 2 players and walking away with a gun would not be too bad. I think even that might be a stretch now for Stomp. His head comes off, Stico seals the deal. 7 for GODSENT.
FST side is looking very, very good indeed, and they're not even done just yet. It's just buy eco for Illuminar. They went 3-0 up to start off this map with the pistol and conversions. They have been silent since. Stomp's back on this AWP, but if anything, Innocent's had a better job with his second AWP in this map so far. That being said, Stomp has been doing well fighting early A ramp.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what he's going for right here as well, going for that quick pick. Gonna be looking on the short shelf this time as smoke is down and GODSENT deny that information. Mono backing up as well. Heavy A-side setup for Illuminar for the time being.
The one thing Stomp hasn't been great at is understanding when to fall back, though. He's gone for a few repeats that have cost him. And if you're going to be the main AWPer, you have to understand when to pull the AWP away. Very expensive gun. The most expensive gun that's played often, so definitely. I was going to say that, but then there's the M249, and that is played often if you play with Harry.
A sad truth. Auto snipers as well, not that traditional, not that common, but you know,
only on Dust 2.
Yeah, last round and a half, I can respect it. I feel like you know, regardless of the map, yeah, I know, right? Regardless of the map, I love an auto sniper on the last round of the half because you know it can't get picked up, and that's the best part about it, I think, because there's nothing worse than giving it over to your enemies and then just railing you for 9 rounds straight with it.
Yeah, your mental state starts to crumble as you realize you've done this to yourself.
Yeah.
Well, Reitz has just finished off Madden, and we're into a 3v2. GODSENT is a scrappy fighting towards the A-bomb side, but it favors them.
Oh, that molly misses though, doesn't do much work, and Zen does catch Reitz moving out of the connector anyway, so another dusted round up for GODSENT, 8-3 on the T side, and a further pause for Illuminar, I can only assume at this point. Nothing's going wrong for GODSENT, everything is according to plan, even the wallbangs for Stico as well.
That's just filthy. You see everyone attempt it, but it never really comes through a lot. Stico, clearly everything is going his way today. Not everything. In this map, sure. Yeah. Because they've had a bit of a tough day, haven't they?
They've had a long day.
They have.
That's for sure. 90 rounds of Counter-Strike earlier on. 60 rounds in this series before this map. And the chance for many, many more.
We're starting to get to the absolute limits of my mathematical capabilities, and
90 plus 90 is 180, Dinko.
Yeah, wow, thank you, Hugh. I didn't bring my abacus.
Ah. You can borrow mine.
I wonder if there's still things. I wonder if people actually still make those.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I don't think it's that the abacus business is going to be doing too well at the minute.
Or maybe you should, you know, relight that fire.
The novelty.
Everyone's got phones nowadays. My teacher just told me I wouldn't have a calculator on me 24/7. Well, they couldn't be further from the truth. Haha, I can't do basic addition. Oh, look at this boost from B. Oh, no one's watching for it. Stomp gets picked up. There's a second man here, but Reitz is tucked and they don't know about him. They're pushed into the B site and they found up another entry. Stico checking in the corner, and GODSENT 5-on-2 right now. No way they can lose this round. But smoke push could certainly make it complicated. Mono running through the back line. He's found a frag, but the trade is there. Madden needs to check this close corner. Oh, he hasn't seen it. Innocent, 4x3, side by side, and they swap positions. Madden gets him back, and GODSENT do close out that round. They want to make a quick affair here. I don't think they want 30 rounds.
No, I don't think so either. I think they've had enough of the close games. They've had enough fun today, and this will be the end of it. If they can get it over the line, imagine closing out with a 16-3. That would be unbelievable.
Strictly business.
Yeah. Saying that, though, Hugo, the commentator's curse, we'll see, it might affect things. Well, might go away, like, at the bottom of the stairs. No aggression really coming in from Illuminar now. They've been slapped on the wrist quite a few times in towards that B area, so a bit more of a passive setup and leaning most of their players in towards A early on.
Yeah, this jiggle from Oscarish has gone through round after round. And GODSENT know what to expect. Michael pre-aiming it, looking for that tap, but he's already been spotted. And Oscarish, oh no, he hasn't. He's just setting a nade. Going back in, Michael already wide. That smoke is down, but Michael is in. And another advantage for GODSENT taken swiftly. They don't even have to commit as well, but they have so many numbers here, they may as well. Missed shot from both AWPers, then runs back. Given a second chance at life, Reitz is on this flank, but they're watching for it.
That was awkward. Both AWPers fail to hit their shots, but Christoph will get rid of Reitz. Two-man advantage for GODSENT as they look to grab double figures. Illuminar, they looked weak on Vertigo yesterday, and it's clearly not just the strength of the Mad Lions. GODSENT doing damage here. Molotov heads towards the back of the boxes. Stomp forced back. More Molotovs coming in. It's Hellfire, but Stomp stays alive. He manages one kill in that horrible situation, and finally he's finished off.
Yeah, two players here. This is the best situation Illuminar have had in some while, and that's really saying something. A man on the site, they can't afford to let him get back, and Innocent doesn't. A second up on short, Madden trades, and he doubles it as well. 3 in the round, and that's all that the GODSENT have, double digits. Not stopping on this T side. And I love the pace, that rotation from Crystal as well. He gets the kill on Reitz on the flank, and from that point, they know that A is open. GODSENT just double back, holding W into that A site. And Illuminar aren't there in time.
Well, Illuminar have come into this one with very limited money, so they've gone for a little bit of an investment, right? They've got some Kevlar, thrown a few pistols in there. Gives them a chance of winning this, but then again, leaving most of the money in the bank for the next round. Stomp, oh, nearly doesn't get anything there. Michael will drop Innocent and Stomp falls away. The Deagle still in his hands, but they've lost too many players already here, Illuminar. Stomp has to deliver. He's not landing the shots effectively enough there.
Yeah, everyone's here, but that flank has just come back in, and the second you kill that flanking player, look at the bomb on the map, it instantly begins to rotate. You know you can go back towards the empty B site, but really at this point, why bother? Stomp gets aggressive. He does find that bomb, picked back up immediately, but Illuminar have sent a rotation off. Mono has gone back towards that B site, and he is now all that stands. He's actually in middle, but at this point, it really doesn't matter. GODSENT have got control of A, they can plant that bomb, and all the time in the world to establish post plants. Mono, he's got a long road back into this A site. Paved with danger.
Some booby traps on the way here from Mono. And, well, he's got to hope that he can get rid of them. And there's the first headshot coming in. Zen dealt with. Now there's a rifle available to him as well as he moves forward into the site. Molotov to come in, but there's 2 players on short shelf, and he doesn't even need to know that because Sicko takes his head off.
He had the read, had the information, but just not quite getting the kill, and that has been the name of the game right now. GODSENT winning every single battle, it seems. Even when they miss shots, well, so do the CTs. 11-3. Orbs out for Stomp again. We can get a second orb for Illuminar. I think at this point, why not go for it? Try and force those early gunfights, try and get a man advantage. Third tactical pause coming through in this half from Illuminar. That just kind of shows the mental state they're in right now. And with elimination on the line in this final map, not a good feeling. Especially considering how close this series has been all the way through for both teams. To fall apart like this in map number 3, that's got to be a hard one.
I think Illuminar... I think Illuminar have just realized that Vertigo needs to just leave their map pool.
Yeah.
Just a map they're not very good at all. And while Zen is going to be sitting here with 1 kill coming in, Oscar is dealt with. Early kill available to GODSENT, but it's a good trade from Innocent, but again, Zen is there. Finnish snipers are quite famous in history, you know.
That is true. There was that guy, he has the like kill record or something.
Yeah.
He didn't even use a scope.
Simo Haya, I believe his name is.
Wow.
White Death. And while Madden has been dropped by Stomp, 3v3. Crystal moves forward with the AK, the fire burning. Crystal grabs Reet, and we've got ourselves a 3v2.
Oh, classic. Michael Early cutting off the back line as well. Both these CTs coming in from separate positions to end the half. And this half is definitely coming to an end, not the end that Illuminar would like. Mono has got a rough job here, smoking off that cross. Stomp late to the party, in through middle. Utility is good, but no one to capitalize on the back of it. Even though the Molotovs make these T's change positions, Zen's looking right through it with the patience. Missed shot, but he gets another chance. These CTs have got to get close, and that time is ticking against them. Good grenade. Zen's down to 7, but he can just use his utility to buy even more seconds. Finally finished off. Mono with a double. They need to get on that bomb right here, right now, though. And Michael Early's got utility for it. Mono with a third, but Stomp burnt to a crisp. The Molotov is perfect, and that will be 12 at the end of the half. GODSENT, a masterclass of this map. The second they get rifles in their hands, they do not drop a round. That will be the end of the first half. Will we go to another 30 rounder? Who knows? Join us after the break.
Well, a 12-3 half is a little bit different as to what we've seen in the previous matches, Hugo. It's been quite a long slobber knocker of a best of 3, and here on the final map, it might just fall flat, fizzle out a little bit. 12-3, GODSENT looking to get it done.
Yes, they are. And Crystal, he's been given a CZ as well. The raid boss as the B rush comes in. There's only one man here. Zen waiting, and not for long. He'll lose his life pretty quickly. The flank is in, though. GODSENT dropped down through the ladder, and they're coming in on this back line. Oh, Oscarish ready and waiting, and oh dear. This is where things get interesting. GODSENT have been pushed out of this pistol round, and now the Poles can start to hunt down these remaining 2 CTs. Well, this is the start of the comeback.
Yes. Hugo, indeed it is. And while GODSENT have lost pretty much every pistol since, I believe, the first half of Overpass. So we're definitely not off to the greatest of starts. I think it's more a testament to how good Illuminar are on the pistols, though. Especially their T-side pistols, they've been so ravenous, right? They've just been so fast, and yeah, that's a word that gets you going.
Me especially.
Clearly it gets Illuminar going. Find themselves success again. 4 on the board. Michael Lele will destroy the clean sheet. They lose 1 player.
Not the end of the world. Still 4 rounds to their name, and the start here that they wanted. They went 3-0 at the beginning of the map and then fell apart. Well, they can at least go 3-0 at the beginning of this second half. Knowing what these force buys are like for GODSENT, they're going to go straight for it. Pistols and armor with a solo SMG on Michael Lele. Kind of nice, because Zen's got more util, because Michael Ellie threw him that CZ, so that's a cool upgrade.
What a good friend Michael Lele is.
Team player.
Oh, Oscarish. There in the Mac 10. Flash ready to go around the corner as well. And Illuminar to find themselves success in this round. It would be absolutely heartbreaking if they were to lose this one. I think that might just put one of the final nails into the coffin as Oscarish wants to round the corner. Sticko waiting with the deagle. He's very solid with his gun, but Oscarish will spot him and do damage, but he's taking damage himself. More damage.
Ooh, yeah. These grenades. They haven't got a molly for the sandbags, so just assuming it's clear. You can see it's in the back of their minds. And there might be bullets joining that. Innocent, though, and Reetz lining up multiple frags as GODSENT get aggressive. That's a nice kill from Zen. He's got a Galil as well. A chance to make this a little bit more messy. There's low HP players, but Mono is going to take him down. Oscarish on 4. A grenade could seal his fate. Mono, grenade doesn't stop him, and Stomp will find Crystal. Illuminar getting hyped here as they realize this is still a live game. 5 rounds to their name. Don't want to assume the worst. Don't want to assume this is over just yet.
Definitely not, especially since they've shown they can compete on every other map we've seen today for them. Yeah. And GODSENT is yet to be seen what they can do on the CT side. Why, you know, if they have a weak CT half in comparison to their T side, then this could be a bit of a problem for GODSENT. But we'll see what they've got up their sleeve. Not going to be expecting too much in this one. They're only the USPs and the 1 P250 in the hands of Madden. Stacking towards the ramp, though. This could create a couple of problems for these players to get overrun. And while Reetz, Oscarish, and Stomp, they deal with it easily. And the kills continue to come through. And eventually, Oscarish will get that one as well.
Yeah, 5 alive. That's a nice confidence boost and a money bonus as well for Illuminar. Money that they would love to fall back on if GODSENT start to put together rifle rounds. We know they can and have been doing that all game long. So, guns coming through. Crystal on the AWP.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Crystal can do with this AWP. He's glass canning, so he's not going to be able to throw that over. He's going to be playing with it the whole round. So
yeah, this is the angle that I like. Just sit here as the AWP.
Well.
The pillar's defending you. You got good cover. Chances are you get a kill here. Not every time, but most of the time. And the chance to back off for even more on a retake. And it lets you run a solo B as well, which is always a nice bonus.
And that's the exact position you want to put Crystal in, right? You know, it's not your primary AWP for the side. He's definitely not even the secondary AWP, so if he's going to be picking up that AWP, you just put him in one of those strong positions, very easy, point and quick. Smoke comes in, Zen is going to get rid of that Molotov, and he will stay alive.
Is Crystal even the third AWP, or is that Zen?
I don't think, I think it's Madden as well, right?
Wait, who's the second AWP?
So
I thought Madden was the second AWP.
Madden is the second AWP, yeah, you're right. And then Zen is the third AWP. Sicko, maybe. Would you put him over Crystal on the AWP?
Well, Crystal's been an AWPer in teams before. Sticko hasn't, so there's that.
Okay, so we got to go with Crystal.
Yeah, I would put Crystal above Zen, but I mean, I've not seen that much of Zen on the AWP.
Played well today, so far.
Yeah.
Small sample size, but we'll see what they can do in this one. Again, 40 seconds left, still nothing being done. Eventually, there's going to be an execute from Illuminar in towards this A bomb site. And these smokes usually are enough to confirm the bomb plan. So, we're going to be seeing a retake most likely unless more smoke kills come in. And Michael Lele has gotten rid of Reeds, but the bomb plant is through. They've got the advantage and the follow-up from the nades. So, this is looking good for GODSENT.
Yeah, Sticko was lining up a really good molly there to land right on the site when the plant came through. So, that player couldn't run back. The grenade sealed his fate. And Crystal will seal the fate of Stomp. 2 players left up. Innocent doing God's work, finding one with the Krieg, but the Galil in the hands of Mono is a bit of a limiting factor. Smoke cuts off the line of sight here. They can get on the bomb. They haven't got a kit though. They need to stick that defuse right here, right now. Michael Ailey's on it. Mono running through the smoke desperately, but Crystal's chasing him down, and Zen will finish off the round. The defuse is there for GODSENT. The second they get rifles in their hands, they start to find wins.
Just as well Michael Ailey got on that defuse as well so early on, because I don't think anybody who was alive there had a kit. So they had to get on that defuse. Good stuff from GODSENT. They had enough bodyguards to keep Michael Ailey alive on the bomb. 13-6 though, 3 away from victory, GODSENT. If they end up losing this 16-14, I'm shocked.
I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, I think GODSENT will probably scream as well.
Yeah, 3 Kriegs here for GODSENT. That's a huge upgrade as well, especially for smoke spam.
Yeah, definitely. So solid on the CT side. Can change the way you play on the CT setup as well. You can change your defense completely, play it differently. They'll start to make their way up towards the ramp. Illuminar sending multiple players up there early. And again, Crystal has taken the same position.
Slow and steady wins the race. Illuminar going to try and make contact on this A site. Up through the short side, Sticko with the smoke. But that molly, it's going to delay things. Now the flash coming through and no one playing close. Sticko's got to do it all on his own. Then setting up utility for his teammate, but those smokes are going to start to cut off lines of sight. The molly does even more. That grenade, oh, it could be meaty, and it is. Multiple players tagged up. Sticko assaulting with this utility. Still yet to see it kill in this round, though. That bomb plant can start to come through, and Innocent going to plug in the numbers. Will they let him escape from the site?
Well, Zen, close by, spots the backpack again, does damage. Innocent dropped to 20. 1 HP on Ostrich, 4 on Innocent. Somehow Illuminar keeping these players alive, and they've got first blood. He was so late into the round, but finally a trade is in from Madden. Sticko following up as well. And Reach the Mono alongside Storm need to hold this off. The retake is looking so doable thanks to Sticko and his proficiency on the M4. Defuse coming through in the smoke again. Too much chaos. Sticko with another. And there it is. The wing comes through. 14-6 on the board for GODSENT. And Hero Sticko going sicko mode.
That's so sick from Stick. Such a key player, and the utility is great from him as well, right? Just delaying that play so long, firstly, but even in previous rounds, you know, getting kills with grenades onto the bomb planter, not letting Innocent back up. The money is building for GODSENT, not quite there for Illuminar. They've got a Mach 10 on Reeds. Problems already showing. Well, 14-6 being the main problem. Money isn't really the worry. Rounds are. And GODSENT only need 2 to head to those semi-finals to take on Crazy tomorrow. The other teams we've got are North versus Mad Lions, the Danish Derby. That's our first game. That's going to be a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, some din-on-din action.
Oh,
always love to see it.
I think the Lions are going to win that and solidify themselves as the second best Danish team.
Yeah, I think so. I think in a lot of people's heads they are.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, Heroic. I'd say
actually.
Yeah,
we
need a LAN match to decide that. So maybe
we just need a Danish LAN, you know.
Yeah, next DreamHack Open, next year.
DreamHack Open Denmark, only Danish teams.
Don't leak it.
Well, Madden with the AWP up on a short shelf. 55 seconds left. Illuminar have come into this one with a slower approach. Definitely leaning in towards getting up towards the ramp, making sure everybody's here, ready to throw their utility, and then they execute it. It's been a good enough execute to get the bomb plant. It's just the retakes have just been solid from a GODSENT.
Oh, that's a nice kill. That smoke phase. Mana's not ready for it. Oskarish finding first blood. Illuminar typically have had that man advantage. That doesn't necessarily mean they've been winning the rounds. Molotov again landing very well, doing damage. Crystal boosted. Oh, that's Michael rather. Crystal takes the kill with the Krieg. Orb on the post plant will be very good for Reetz if he can find a good position to run it from. But Zen is running from the back line. Reetz getting a kill as expected, and Michael dropped as well. This double kill from Reetz with the Orb, and Zen, he's running for the hills, tail tucked between his legs. Illuminar, they win their first rifle round in this entire map.
Well, it's the first step to a very long road back.
10 in a row, maybe?
I mean, that is what it takes, Hugo, to have the 16-14 win.
Look, all I'm saying is if we're going off of what has happened today, there is no reason to suggest that Illuminar won't get 10 rounds in a row.
If you are a man of logic, then you clearly have to follow the pattern, right?
Yeah. That would be ridiculous.
It certainly would be. Well, Illuminar, they have got a buy coming into this. Still a GODSENT. Not a great buy, and but I'll still call it that. And I think we've had a bit of an oopsie, so I think we'll be restarting this round and getting right back.
0-0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 30 more rounds of Counter-Strike. We're going back to the pistol round. We're restarting the entire... No, of course.
They've realized it's unlikely we'll see 30, so they've just... We've got to fill our quota.
More Counter-Strike.
Everyone loves it. And, well, it may be late in the day, but we still have some people in the crowd watching. It's going to be an excellent end to the day as well here. Illuminar trying to get right back into things.
I'm liking the screams, though. Keep that up. Keep up the energy in the arena. I want Wasef at the top of his lungs.
Not listening to you.
No, apparently not. The worst screams. There it is.
Well.
Smiling away.
So the Polish are very... the teams are generally very... they're very tenacious, right? They always come back into things. They never give up. And I think at this point, they'll definitely have in their heads that it's not over yet. There's still always a chance to come back into it. GODSENT on 14. 7 here on the board for Illuminar. Halfway there. You've got to look at it that way.
Living on a prayer. They really are.
Yeah.
Well, GODSENT, let them take this one, though. If they can crush it now before the momentum starts, that would be better than anything.
I mean, at this point, Illuminar, I hope they attended the street sort of church ceremony with us last night. It's the real. That was interesting. Definitely going to need it. Molotovs clear the corner. Illuminar start to put pressure up here on towards the ramp. GODSENT just holding on. They're still got to feel super confident and comfortable at this point. Even though they've got a weaker buy, they have just lost the last round, but they've been winning so much.
Yeah, double rotation as well. Michael and Zen move over towards this site, supporting Stiko. Michael close in the corner, a typically spam spot, but the flash is good, and it works wonders. Oskarish with a double, and Stiko now the molly again to segregate this play. The grenade can follow for good damage, but it's not going to get a kill at this point. GODSENT, do they try and force fights? Madden certainly seems to want to. Stiko can jump and go up with a peek at the same time, but Instant has taken him down. Good patience from Illuminar, not rushing the gun, or running the gun rather. Stomp finding another kill, and the AWP is going to get saved here for Madden. An 8th round, slow and steady wins the race, and Illuminar, they're in 2nd place.
They are, but currently in 1st place in this one, and probably the next round as well, because look at the money in the bank for GODSENT. It is not looking good at all. Oh, well, Madden is going to go to the safest spot on the map. It's actually the most dangerous and safest spot you can in one, right?
It's a good spot, though. Wind. I like that spot, even playing it as a B defense, because if you jump on top of the sandbags, you have a really nice off angle to the stairs.
Even if you get here in like mid-round and they're rotating back in towards B, they're not going to check that. There's no way they even care about that position.
Well, let's see if Oscarish checks it, because if he goes wide here, he might actually see him.
Oh, yep, this could be a problem. Oh, he's
hello.
You should be able to
Come
see
on.
him.
You can
oh,
see him.
You see him. There we
Yeah.
go. Oh, well, I think if you're Madden in that position, now you realize that's the only spot you have to look at.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else they're going to check you from. That's the only one weakness, and he wasn't really looking that way.
Well, that's a nice kill anyway. It gets rid of the one gun that GODSENT would have had in that follow-up round. The re-aggression into the A site wasn't the solution for GODSENT, with Michael getting picked up close. So what is the solution to this A play? It can feel so hard to find answers with how easily T's are able to get the bomb down with good utility.
I mean, what was working earlier was GODSENT were just keeping 5 players alive. And the fact that they were letting that retake come in and they kept 5 players alive, and they were getting kills to the smokes, giving them that advantage. If they lose a player and still allow that bomb plant to go through, they're facing a 4v5 retake on the A bomb site. That's where it becomes difficult. So GODSENT have got to just go back to keeping those 5 players alive, which is easier said than done.
Yeah, especially with some of those wall bangs.
It's basically, my answer was basically...
Don't die.
Just don't lose.
Yeah, well that's the best way to win.
That is the best way to win.
Yeah.
You've heard it here first.
We provide the high-quality advice here at DreamHack.
We have our own sort of school of Counter-Strike you can buy lessons from.
I wouldn't recommend it, though.
Nope. Well, Madden sitting back with a CZ in his hands. Crystal around the corner. Just pistols here for GODSENT.
Four players outside of A. It's just the standard, isn't it? Illuminar with numbers on this site. GODSENT stacking B in desperate hope that they come their way, but we're not going to see any B plays this game, I don't think. Apart from mid-round rotations where the A site isn't working, that's the only time I will see Illuminar go back towards that site. Maybe anti-ecos. Not this one, though. Not when GODSENT are fully stacked up. They are realizing the error of their ways. Rotation coming through from Madden. Oscarish is close, though. He's going to cut off this rotate and stomp with the AWP, holding down the A site. This is where the T side AWP is good, but you've got to get up in this position in the first place, which can be hard enough.
And the only reason he gets there easily is because he's against pistols, right?
And they're stacked on B.
Yeah, and there's no pressure coming in towards the ramp. Every gun round, you got to expect pressure from the CT side. The smoke coming in or a player playing aggressive makes it a lot more difficult to get that AWP up there. Ooh. And while Zen does get 1 kill on the P250, that's a weapon available if they want to carry that over into the next one, which they certainly do. It's an AK in the hands of Zen.
They can buy regardless, though.
Definitely still want an AK on the CT side. Certainly better than any CT rifle.
Oh, that was close. Dink coming through, but not a second gun taken for GODSENT. Hey, that's Mixwell.
Something tells me this is not live.
Yeah, that's he's in NA. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You liars, DreamHack. I'm watching you. It's like midnight here.
Well, 14-9, and we've got a lot of people still in the arena, clearly. Mixwell's flown over for America, and he's ready to go.
Just for this round.
And well, 2 away here at GODSENT. Finding those two, it seems they keep eluding them though. They haven't quite got it in the tank just yet. Illuminar on the road. It was a long road, but starting to get closer every round they win.
It's actually kind of terrifying because we were joking about the 30 rounder, but right now we are reaching that point.
If they win this, it's double figures. That mental switch turns on. You realize, damn, we can actually pull this all the way back. Momentum
is a big factor right now, and it's all in the hands of the Poles. 3 in a row, 6.5 out of 8. What more can you do? Madden's got the AWP. Crystal's close. Gonna expect to see him flashed aggressively forward here once these players get round the corner, but actually Illuminar not going towards the A site. Bit of a change of tactic here as they walk back towards B. Michael spotting. And Zen can help on the window, but he's just fallen back.
Smoke goes down. It's going to be Illuminar making their way up the stairs. Here comes the B hit you said you weren't going to see, but it is the mid-run call, which you were correct about. They're coming in, ready to go. GODSENT holding on. They start making their way through. Zen throwing the smoke on through. It's the player that gives it away. That is perfect, but Mono still gets the kill. Michael Lele needs to do a lot of work here. Sticko's backed him up. He's got 2. He's still keeping it even. It's only Sticko, and he's got 3 kills. Sticko is a one-man army, and they've got a kill through the smoke. It's Madden collecting that.
And now the clutch reads. He fakes the plant. 15 seconds already inside of the site, and Crystal won't wait for anyone. Dropping in through the window. 15 rounds taken. GODSENT. The comeback looked like it was happening. They want to put a stop to it. They at least, at bare minimum, guaranteed overtime. But GODSENT, they ain't here to play overtimes.
To be fair to them, they've never went to overtime.
No.
So they've come close many times, but regulation is where they put us. You know, they draw a line in the sand at that point.
So is this where GODSENT can finally crack the egg? We'll have to see. Back towards that A site for Illuminar. Oh, this nade is sick from Crystal. If he times it right, he can do significant damage, but a couple of seconds too early.
Wow, Oscar's going to burn a little bit in that Molotov. He's going to take himself down to 61, and the nade comes in as well. Drop to 26. Oscar's not having a great time at all, trying to pressure in towards short shelf. And Illuminar, they're going back in towards A, trying to see what they can do, but Sticko is here, and he's been the bane of their existence so far. Another kill for Sticko.
Yeah, that's huge. A man advantage for GODSENT, something they have not had in some time. Madden waiting, and the flash is so good. He was on the angle. He gets stuck. He's stuck on the top. He can't drop off. He gets tagged down to 15. The grenade doesn't finish off the kill, and Crystal is still waiting close. That team flash is not good, and he's going to get caught out as a result. Reese moving forward for more, and his second kill. Will he expect Sticko in the same position? He doesn't, but Innocent certainly does, and that's going to be the bomb plant for Illuminar. That might just be double digits.
Well, 10 here for Illuminar. GODSENT, don't close it. That would be the easy approach. Well, the money in the bank is not good here for the GODSENT side. They've got to take a decision into this next one on whether or not they want to invest. And well, we've seen a lot of these situations on Nuke where they just decided to buy and buy and buy. They fell into a spiraled out of control very quickly, should I say. You know, they lost control of it very, very quickly indeed, and GODSENT ended up losing that one. So it'd be interesting to see if they go for the same approach.
Illuminar find nothing on the hunts though. These guns are successfully saved for GODSENT as double digits is locked in by the Polish. That's unfortunate team flash as well. If Crystal wasn't blinded, there's a chance that that round never gets picked up. But it was a team flash coming through for GODSENT that unfortunately catches that in-game leader out. As a result, another round 1. And more Kriegs to be purchased up. It's an eco for GODSENT around these 2 saved guns. Another heavy B setup, but yeah, Illuminar, they don't want to go towards the B site. It's not been favorable to them, but Madden is a nuisance, and he'll find that early kill. Oscaris going down on the ramp. Every kill matters here for GODSENT, considering they only have 2 weapons, though.
Yeah, they find the opening, but they're still no better off, right? They're in a situation where they have to find more than that. Well, they go forward, player in behind the sandbags, just hiding. This is the bait and switch. Storm takes the initial kill. He falls away. If there's a trade in, you've got the player in behind the sandbags that can peek up immediately. Good setup. Madden comes in, spots the head. The patience doesn't pay off. He knows exactly where Reese is. And it's just whack-a-mole, and he'll whack his head off.
Yeah, great shot. This AWP is coming in clutch for GODSENT right now, and it might just be the solution in round number 26. 3-on-5 for the win, for the semi-finals, for elimination of Illuminar in the 3rd map. Molly on the sandbags, moving a little bit closer. All 3 players grouped up here, at least trying to trade their players. They've been unable to do so versus this AWP so far. That has got to change.
Utility dropping in towards the A-bomb site. Illuminar, it is hard to come into this in a 5v5, never mind a 3v5, and Madden is going to make it even more difficult. A second coming in as well. That's 4 overall, and Sticko seals the deal. It's a marathon, but finally GODSENT break the curse. They get it done before it gets to 30 rounds.
I'm confused. It's not enough rounds. We need more rounds in here. No, unfortunately for Illuminar, their time at DreamHack is done. They're going to be knocked out here. And the final group deciding matchup, GODSENT, well, smiles on their faces. They're heading to the semi-finals tomorrow. They're going to be taking on Crazy for a fight to get to that grand final. And what a day it's been for GODSENT, man. A 90-round best-of-3 earlier on this morning, only to go back, take a break, and come back this evening to do almost the same, a long-distance matchup, but they get the victory at the end.
They do indeed, and I think GODSENT coming into this, they obviously realized they underperformed yesterday. They had to make a statement, reply against Illuminar. They improved on their nuke, they still dropped it, but definitely improvements were made. And I think they're going to have to continue those improvements throughout this tournament.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, you know, a good bit of time to go back, rest and relaxation before they take on Crazy tomorrow, who have had the day off as well. I'm sure they've been resting and relaxing. Another group of people who've been resting and relaxing over in the green room. Now on the desk, Freya, I know you wanted more Counter-Strike. I know you wanted 30 rounds, but I'm sorry, we can't quite give it to you.
I wanted the full 90 rounds. Please, can we go back and just play those extra 5 rounds? I mean, I'm sure GODSENT aren't tired of it already.
They have just I think they've only played 176 rounds today.
Only.
Only. That's not that many rounds.
Well, finally they do it. They managed to make it through to our semi-finals, and what a showing from them. I think the fortitude for them to be able to come back, do that 16-14, then lose 14-16, and then still show up in Vertigo. It was pretty beautiful there. But we actually have Makalele standing by for an interview, and it would be so interesting to speak to him again after this win. Congratulations once again. We spoke to you earlier today after your first win. Man, what was your mentality like coming into this one?
To be honest, we all were pretty exhausted after the first game. I went back to the hotel and I took a power nap. Yeah, I think it was a good result in the end.
Yes, exactly. Well, you did go 16-14, then 14-16. What was kind of the mentality of the team like after that such a close loss and then coming onto Vertigo? What were you focusing on there?
I mean, we played 176 rounds today. We knew that Vertigo is pretty random. It can either be a team map or a CT map. I don't think no one knows what map, like who prefers to play what. But I mean, we have been practicing it at home a little bit, so we had some new stuff, and we knew that they are a good team. So we just played our own game, and we tried to just focus on our playing together, you know.
Facing off against Crazy tomorrow, I do believe you guys are going to be playing against them. Thoughts into that, going into that game?
I think it's a pretty comfortable matchup for us. I'm not going to take anything away from them. They're a really good team with some really skilled players. But I think we all feel pretty comfortable. We've been winning our last 3 games against them, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure. I'm so tired, I'm just talking.
I imagine you are very tired after this.
Yeah.
We are going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Makalele. Congratulations once again. What an incredible performance for them. I mean, you can tell just from speaking to him, they are exhausted after such an intense day of
6 maps, 176 rounds.
We said 2 p.m., right?
They started playing at 2 p.m. They had a power nap in between. It's 11:30 p.m. right now. That's okay. Let's do quick math here. I think I'm better than Dinko and Hugo in that. 10 hours? 10 hours. Almost 10 hours. And they played 6 maps and 176 rounds, 10 hours. That's insane amount of maps being played. And I got to give them credit. It's a lot of fortitude. It's a lot of mental fortitude and physical fortitude as well. They dug in deep. Vertigo, I just want to touch upon the fact that Illuminar picked it again. They allowed it through rather as a decider map. They were, I think their issues were laid open yesterday by Bat and Lions. And again, today the pain continued. They won the first 3 rounds on the T side, and then on the CD side, I do believe it was. And they were only able to get their first rifle round when, by the time GODSENT reached map point, or 14 rounds. So they have a lot of issues in that map. I'm not so sure why they keep allowing it through, but hopefully they fix it soon.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I think Madden stepped up hugely in this series. I mean, he had so many pivotal rounds, specifically in that Vertigo match. He was just everywhere. And Makalele this series as well. You know, we spoke about him being a little bit more quiet, but his pivotal impact clutch rounds with that cannon op that he uses, it was beautiful to watch. And I'm glad that GODSENT were able to close this out to prepare for tomorrow.
I don't know if that stat is wrong, but...
no, it's correct.
Mono has 31 entry kills.
Oh, I don't think that's correct.
Either that's wrong or that's probably one of the highest entry kill number I've ever seen in a series. I'm assuming that's a little bit of an error there. But apart from that, I do want to point out, Makalele had so many combat op moments, very cool moments here and there, very crucial rounds as well. And Sticko's 1v4 on Vertigo, I think was the cleanest clutch we've seen so far in the tournament. 1v4, all headshots, bomb down, 20 seconds on the clock, and Mr. Martin just comes up and delivers.
Yes, exactly. Well, this has been an intense day of Counter-Strike, to say the least. And of course, we have our top 5 plays of the day to get through. I'm very excited to see what will feature in these ones today. What are you guys expecting from this?
Well, we got play number 5 here. We just watched it, GODSENT versus Illuminar on this Vertigo. This is a 1 versus 3 with Zen. And, you know, these are the kinds of, like, kind of gimmicky plays and gimmicky rounds, the personality I spoke of on this map that you can see these players coming out with. And it was a beautiful clutch from Zen.
Was indeed, and of course we have AZ. This was, there were a lot of really cool deagle kills coming in from quite a lot of these players, but this was basically, I don't want to like take anything away from AZ, very clean shots, but he was kind of fed those frags.
Hey, you know what? He had a nice vertical round there, but hey, clip number 3 here is GODSENT versus Illuminar once again. This is all the way on Overpass, and it's Madden with that 4K. This is how he got those 73 kills in this series, and this was a crucial round on that middle bomb train on the outside yard.
Yes, it was. Nice shots coming in, the clutch, the 1v3, he read it to perfection, mind you. And of course, the final one has to be Stiko with the clutch. This was so well played. And they didn't even make any mistakes. They double peaked at the end there, but Mr. Stiko just standing up and delivering.
Definitely so. It was so beautiful. You said it perfectly. This was probably the best clutch in the tournament so far.
Yeah, I think our reaction in the green room definitely cemented that. We did not expect.
It really woke us up. It's been a long day. We were like, oh, it's getting a little tiring, and then that clutch just
woke us some energy. Definitely. We're going to recap our bracket heading into day 3 to see exactly what is going to be happening tomorrow. Of course, Mad Lions will be facing up against North, a match that I am so excited for because both teams are so excited to face each other in this Danish derby, and of course, Crazy facing GODSENT, the most recent team to be heading into our semi-final. And that means 2 of those teams are going to be heading to the grand final. One of those bad boys is going to be lifting the trophy and taking the lion's share of $100,000. That is a big prize pool for some of these teams.
It's a big prize pool. I think it's really cool that we have the Danish derby in the first semi-finals, and the second one are the Motley Crews. Right, you have Crazy is the mix, and of course you have GODSENT as well. When you speak of GODSENT, you think of it as a Swedish roster, because it is a Swedish org that historically had Swedish teams. But if you look at it, it's like a mix of nationalities, right? All of them are different. I think it's almost like 8 or 9 nationalities in those 2 teams put together. So it's going to be different styles of Counter-Strike being seen in those first 2 semi-finals.
Yes, definitely so, and I'm so excited to get into the day tomorrow. Of course, thank you so much, guys, for joining me up here on the desk, and also thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Corsair, Monster Energy, and Nice Cactus. It has been incredible being up here for day 2 of DreamHack Open. Of course, we have so much more action coming your way tomorrow, our semi-finals and our grand finals to finish it off. Make sure you join us then. Good night.